Coming up, TIMA Singapore collaborates with Minds to help disabled children maintain their dental health. We learn more about the Taiwan Toy Library Association and see how it gives used toys a new lease on life. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Since 2004, the TIMA Singapore has been working with Minds, the movement for the intellectually disabled of Singapore, to provide dental services to children with intellectual disabilities so as to maintain their oral hygiene. Over the years, these children have learned to maintain their dental health and as a result enjoy perfect radiant smiles thanks to the efforts of these TIMA doctors.
Even if we had the money to take her to the doctor may not necessarily want to help us. Even if he did, he may not have the manpower, as it takes a lot of time and patience to tend to these children.
Parents of children with intellectual disabilities in Singapore often struggle to find dentists who are willing to treat their children due to the amount of patience and manpower that is required. However, these parents have found hope at Tziji's free clinic.
It's fantastic. You are all so professional and don't see it as a bother. Thank you so much.
Over the past decade, TIMA Singapore has been working with Minds to provide periodic dental services to children with intellectual disabilities. Thanks to the service, Xiaohan has never had a toothache or cavity over the years.
My son has been coming here for dental scaling for the past 5-6 years, and his teeth have been in tip-top condition. Tzuji has been such a great support for families like us.
We've been working with Minds for quite some time, and some of these children we have watched grow up. Like a candle, we should light up our own hearts and also light up the lives of others. 10 years on, the candle is still burning, and for that I'm truly grateful.
In the beginning, due to limited manpower, Tziji's free clinic was only able to cater to 6 patients at a time. With the expansion of TIMA over the years, this time around, 14 doctors were on site to tend to 21 patients.
I always experience that warm, familial feeling when I come here. Everyone is so close-knit, just like a family. Without the help of TIMA doctors, our children wouldn't have been blessed with such radiant smiles.
Upholding their commitment to these children for the past decade, TIMA doctors promise to continue safeguarding their welfare to the best of their abilities in the days to come.
In Australia, to help needy refugees living in Brisbane, volunteers from the local Tzuji Liaison Office hold 2 free clinics each year. Their service and volunteers' love have touched the hearts of many refugees who have in return volunteered with Tzuji. Let's meet one of such refugee volunteers at a recent free clinic.
Tzuji volunteers in Brisbane host 2 free clinics each year for refugees who do not have medical insurance.
What about the other one? Okay.
Among the volunteers is Kiprib from Africa. After being introduced to Tzuji last October, he has been translating at Tzuji free clinics for 3 consecutive times.
I appreciate all the things what Tzuji Foundation is doing all throughout the world for the victims of disaster thing, what they are doing. I'm really appreciate, and I am happy to assist to do volunteer with them.
Though personally a refugee from Eritrea, Kibrib has now obtained his resident status, and so he hopes to serve other refugees.
I wish to continue with the Tzuji Foundation to do as my time and my capacity allows me. I'm very happy to continue doing volunteer and other good things, and also I have learned a lot.
Having fled their hometowns, refugees in Brisbane have found warmth and friendship in Tzuji volunteers.
Though there are currently no vaccines for dengue fever, things might start to change with the latest breakthrough by the research team at Tzuji University in Hualien, Taiwan. Led by Professor Zhang Xinghuo of the Department of Life Sciences, the team was able to recreate dengue hemorrhagic fever in lab mice, thus allowing scientists to study the disease and come up with the treatment.
Under the leadership of Professor Zhang Xinghuo of the Department of Life Sciences, the research team of Tzuji University successfully recreated dengue hemorrhagic fever in lab mice and was able to postulate what was called a two-hit hypothesis.
Dengue hemorrhagic fever is really a form of viremia. As our body recovers from the fever caused by the dengue virus, the antibodies of our autoimmune system will interfere with the dengue antibodies. So we hypothesize that the second impact to our body actually comes from the response of our autoimmune system. With the dengue virus causing the first impact, the compounded effect leads to hemorrhaging, which can possibly lead to death.
The team was able to recreate the hemorrhagic symptoms caused by the dengue virus in lab mice, which gives scientists a chance to come up with a cure.
As the virus count in the bloodstream decreases, perhaps we can try to check on the status of our autoimmune system and see if it's overactive. For those patients at risk, we should then prolong their stay at the hospital and enhance their treatment instead of discharging them.
The result of the study has already been published in the renowned International Periodical Journal of Immunology and Thrombosis and Hemostasis and has been well received by experts. This finding will surely help with the development of a treatment program and vaccines for dengue fever in the future.
As a part of this year's school rebuilding project, the Tzu Chi Foundation will be installing 500 waterless urinals in 63 schools located in southern and eastern Taiwan's remote areas. Each urinal can potentially help save nearly 80,000 liters of water a year, which can really make an impact. Part of Tzu Chi's continuation of this year's Project Hope includes helping renovate bathrooms of 63 schools in southern and eastern Taiwan's remote areas, and thus 500 waterless urinals have been repaired.
Some schools still use the traditional squatting toilet, which has a lot of problems. First, you need to clean the surrounding floor area. Second, you must clean with a strong acid. As the water in Hualien County is hot water, clogging occurs frequently. So after several years of use, you need to knock down the toilet and install a new one.
以9个月来算，9、37的270天来算呢，1天用100次，我们1年可以省下81000公升的水。
To save water and help the planet, the foundation has opted to use waterless urinals, which requires no electricity or cleaning but only filter change and regular wiping.
I must thank the Tzu Chi Foundation once more for this opportunity and for sharing Tzu Chi's love with Hualien.
The waterless urinal can help conserve energy and resources. Not only is it a good economic decision, it is also better for our environment. The Cross-Strait Lohas Fair held in Xiamen, China, kicked off on October 25th. Lin Zhongsen, the chairman of Straits Exchange Foundation, also attended the fair and took the opportunity to visit Tzu Chi's office there to gain a better understanding of Tzu Chi's work in China.
The chairman of Straits Exchange Foundation is visiting Tzu Chi's office in Xiamen and is received by the vice president of the Tzu Chi Foundation.
This was in Sichuan. This was in Yunnan, Guangdong, Guizhou.
从进来以后，看到很多大家做功德。
We saw how Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping the disadvantaged and carrying out disaster relief, which exemplify doing good deeds and cultivating blessings. We are truly touched. Tzu Chi has put the beauty of Chinese culture to practice.
更感动，这也是中华民族优秀文化了。那么在慈济这边做了具体的实践。
After the presentation, Lin Zhongsen and his team of delegates also gave Chen Tuanzhi, who underwent knee corrective surgery in Taiwan, their personal blessings.
把病人当亲人，这样来照顾的这样一个服务软体啊。
Tzu Chi volunteers care for their patients like their own family. I believe that this spirit will inspire many to do the same. I really want to thank Tzu Chi for everything it has accomplished.
我非常感谢慈济所做的这样一个贡献跟成就。
After learning of Tzu Chi's charity work in Xiamen and throughout China, the delegates offer their sincere blessings to Tzu Chi volunteers as they depart.
In a series on this year's 10 Outstanding Young Persons Award, today we meet head prosecutor DaAi of Taiwan and see how challenges in life have helped him become a more humble and honest person. After putting on his tie and gathering his stationery, DaAi is ready to head to the court.
I think the job of a prosecutor is to help people. I need to understand the case thoroughly before I can solve it.
Always keeping this idea in mind, DaAi has solved many major cases. In 2014, DaAi successfully cracked a financial fraud case with revenues exceeding 3 billion new Taiwanese dollars. In less than 3 years, 4,000 people, including many politicians and business elites, were victimized by the fraud.
We have encountered many financial fraud cases in the past, but we don't come across major cases like this one that often.
The role of a prosecutor is not only to find out the truth, but also to distinguish the difference between right and wrong, regardless of how big and small the case may be.
Everyone makes mistakes. Our job is to let lawbreakers understand that they made a mistake, and we hope that they can tell us exactly what happened so we can solve the case.
DaAi, who came from Hunan, China, was a rebellious child, and his behavior was a major worry for his parents. To ensure that DaAi grew up right, DaAi's parents decided to send him to Taiwan to live with his grandparents.
Life was really hard during those years because I really wanted to go back to Hunan. I still remember I dreamt about reuniting with my family back home, and I was so happy. I broke down in tears when I realized that it was just a dream.
As computers were not yet readily available during his childhood, to ease his homesickness, DaAi could only rely on letters to communicate with his loved ones.
He almost gave up on himself. However, he still overcame many challenges to get where he is today. He hopes that everyone can face obstacles with bravery.
After getting promoted in 2015 as a deputy chief prosecutor, DaAi was relocated to Jinmen Island. Once arrived in Jinmen, DaAi realized that there were many cases waiting for him to close. Regardless of his busy work schedule, DaAi still finds time to pass on his experience and knowledge to other newly recruited prosecutors.
I think because DaAi went through many challenges to get to where he is today, he really wants to share his experience and advice with others.
Despite his success, DaAi remains humble and says that his achievements have been possible only with the support of others.
I don't think I would have been able to get this far if it wasn't for the assistance and guidance I received along the way.
Among the winners of the 53rd 10 Outstanding Young Persons Award is Lin Ziqi, an outstanding athlete that took home a gold medal in the women's 63 kilograms weight class at the 2014 Asian Games held in Incheon, Korea.
The sport of weightlifting is not just about having the strength to lift. I want to maintain eagerness to better myself, to break through my current condition, and to learn new training methods to help me achieve that. I think as humans, we need to have new ideas in order to continue moving forward and climbing even higher. When I started training, many thought I wouldn't do well because I was so thin. However, I knew I had potential. Being an athlete is like being an artist. Artists have their own creative style. I have my own weightlifting style that maybe is not suitable for others. And the coach serves as a teacher. While the coach can teach you how to train and the skills you need, he cannot teach you creativity. Creativity comes from within.
创作是由自己发自内心去学习而来的。
In facing setbacks and failures, I'm hard on myself. I have such high hopes for my future, but in reality, maybe that goal is not achievable at the moment. When I have high expectations for myself, I easily hit a wall in trying to achieve them. I have learned that slow and steady is the way. Set lower goals and make sure my foundation is firm before I move on. For example, if I got a 40 on my exam, then I will study even harder, perhaps reading the materials over 2 or 3 times for the next exam. The same goes for my weightlifting training. Perhaps others can easily lift 80 kilograms. But for me, lifting that 80 kilo was not feasible, no matter how much I tried. In that situation, I will decrease the weight and try to make sure my movements are correct. Maybe for others, they only need to have 1 or 2 tries at it and they can lift the weight. But for my body type, I need to train a bit more. I might have to work double, quadruple, or even sextuple to achieve the lift. I think that's the only way to achieve success. However, hard work doesn't guarantee success. It just improves your chances at it. When I first started training, I was only 46 kilograms, and my coach felt that my figure was not suitable to be a weightlifter. However, I feel that if someone with my figure was able to train, win gold medals, and break world records, then nothing would be impossible.
Recently in Pingdong, Taiwan, 87 students and faculty from a local kindergarten visited their local Tzu recycling station to learn how to sort recyclables correctly. To help this group of children better understand the differences between the different categories of recyclables, Tzu volunteers thoughtfully came up with a cartoon on recycling and environmental protection. How to teach 5-year-olds the importance of recycling. Tzu volunteers pass on the concept of environmental protection through a cartoon. This group of children soon realized that everyone has the ability to help protect the planet.
什么东西可以回收？塑胶、瓶、罐、纸。
After learning a mnemonic phrase on recycling, these youngsters try their hands at sorting themselves. Under the guidance of Tzu volunteers, the kindergarteners put each recyclable into the right category.
We'll take the lessons we have learned today and incorporate them into our curriculum and daily lives.
Now, with a better understanding of how to sort recyclables, these youngsters are ready to contribute their share to help create a cleaner planet. The Taiwan Toy Library Association has some 100 service points across the country and has an inventory of nearly 400,000 used toys. By visiting a toy library, children can enjoy all the toys they would ever want to play with.
这些玩具都是来自于家长捐赠。
At the Toy Library of Kaohsiung's Jiachang Elementary School, all the toys on the shelves are used. Off to the side sits more boxes of unsorted used toys. Here, children can have all the toys they want to play with, and if they break something, volunteers will help them repair it. The library is a big relief to parents.
We used to buy toys frequently. Since volunteering here on a weekly basis, my child can play with the toys here instead of asking me to buy new ones.
Ms. Hu's son is 2 years old. By visiting this library, the young boy no longer wants new toys. When the library was first established 5 years ago, there were about 5,000 toys, but now there are about 20,000 toys. According to the Taiwan Toy Library Association, its libraries across the country have nearly 400,000 toys altogether. Not only do children get to play with toys here, they also learn something important.
用了很多的吸管。
By combining straws, disposable chopsticks, and unwanted paper, we can create many interesting things. We hope that both children and parents can learn that by staying creative, they can spice up their lives.
会在你的生活带来不同的品质跟品味。
The library also features toys made from recycled materials. Not only do children get to have fun here, parents will no longer have to worry about buying new toys and replacing them. After a careful sketching and readying his equipment, toy designer Wu Sishe of Tainan is ready to start working.
Because my son loves elephants, so I wanted to make an elephant for him. And then I accidentally made it into something that he could draw with.
Wu began designing toys for his son, and in the process, he discovered that wooden toys get damaged easily, so he decided to also be a toy doctor.
If these toys are not repaired, they will probably be thrown away. I hope that people will donate their broken toys to us. After we repair them, we will sell them to raise funds for organizations that care about children's welfare. Toys help children develop emotionally. Through the role of toy doctors, we hope to help people reestablish their connections to toys. After our repair is done, people will rarely notice the difference. The toy will look like it's brand new.
Through his efforts, Wu has breathed new life into broken toys, so they may continue to bring joy and laughter to children. By expanding the love that he has for his child, Wu hopes to spread the message of cherishing resources and helping disadvantaged children.
Caring for an ailing elderly can present difficult challenges. However, in Qingshui district of Taichung City, Li Lishan gladly took up the responsibilities of caring for her old and severely ill cousin. Having realized the importance of care for the elderly, Li also visits at the seniors as a volunteer, earning the respect and praise of those who know her.
Sister, relax. We're going to the doctors.
78-year-old Miss Li, who's bedridden with dementia and paralysis, is being cared for by her cousin Li Lixian.
She grasps really hard and her hand sweats, so I let her grab a small towel in her hand.
Miss Li, who is single and adopted by her family, is not related by blood to her cousin Li Lixian. Nevertheless, Li Lixian quit her job and moved to Taichung to care for her cousin.
I quit my job without hesitation. I know I cannot do this alone, so I asked my husband to come with me.
Li Lixian and her husband have attended to Miss Li mindfully, earning the praise of many.
They are not related by blood, but she takes good care of Miss Li. She changes her diapers and wound dressings so well that Miss Li does not smell in the slightest.
Realizing the importance of elderly care, Li Lixian also visits other seniors as a volunteer.
For a senior to live and eventually die at home is the best way to end one's journey of life.
Stepping in and becoming a caregiver for Miss Li, Li Lixian has become a role model for all.
We go to Hualien, Taiwan at the end of the show, where Tzu Chi volunteers held a floral arrangement class on behalf of inmates at the local prison. Thanks to the lesson, many inmates say they have learned to be more patient. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.